let's begin to talk about how we want to prepare for our talk. This is not necessarily the content building part yet, but it's really about the preparation of your talk. Because it's often in the creativity stage where you're developing the talk, you're really allowing yourself to put on the table the bowls you put the ingredients in, right? It's like a recipe. And so you have to start with good ingredients if you want a great meal. So I want to begin with a big word in my life, and that is what people remember. Because as a communicator, it's not just about the idea you're sharing, but it's about what they remember as a speaker. So how are we memorable in the mind of our audience? The first book that we invited people to read for the Communicative Circle Book Club was titled Storyworthy by Matthew Dix. He talks about storytelling as like a coat that you put on your audience, and it weighs on them in a good way, that actually when they leave the auditorium or they stop the video or shut off the podcast, they still hear your story in their life. And so it's what do people remember? So I want you to think about this as you begin to develop any type of communication, whether it's a podcast, a video, a speech, you're writing a novel. What are people going to remember? And then what happens with the point of being memorable in the mind of your audience is that it's also about you being authentic. You say, personally in my life, I often ask the question, am I being true to my voice? Because I think one of the mistakes most communicators make is they'll see another communicator and they want to be like that communicator versus asking the question, who are they? Because in your greatest authenticity, you become the most believable. And when I can believe you, then I'm going to remember, but I'm really going to remember you because you're authentic. You see how this works? What's really powerful about this is that authentic people are the people you want to listen to the longest. See, I had a mentor in public speaking. He has since passed away. His name was Jim Dale. And he told me, Tim, there are three types of people you'll listen to. You'll listen to somebody who's famous. You know, a lot of people trying to become famous, which I don't think is essential to be a good communicator. He said, secondly, you'll listen to people who have a lot of money or wealth. And I think that can be a gift and a tool, but it's not essential to be a great communicator. Because I know people in third world countries who are master communicators, but you could measure their life without wealth, but they have a different kind of wealth from a community standpoint, another talk another day. But here's the authenticity part. He said, Tim, you will listen to people the most when they're believable, when they're real, when they're authentic. And so that's my encouragement to you as you begin to craft your communication, as you begin to build out the creativity side of this. Think about how you want to be remembered. Ask the question, are you authentic in your voice? Are you being true to who you are, not trying to just copycat or emulate somebody else? Because that's what's going to make people believe in your message. So let's make our communication believable, authentic, so it's memorable in the mind of our audience.